Okay, 3 things before we go ahead and jump into today's weekly bite of MMORPG news. Number 1, we're giving away a copy of Guild Wars 2's End of Dragons expansion. To win that copy, all you need to do is be actively subscribed to this channel and then go down into the comment section below and tell me what it is about Guild Wars 2 that you love the most. It's that simple. The copy will be given away over on my Twitter about a week or 2 from now. Number 2, MRSSTIX is going to be doing an Easter themed stream over on Twitch at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's in roughly 2 hours from when this video goes live. She's going to have some really cool Easter events, some cool stuff to give away, including some epic Black Desert goodies and a copy of the game. So for those of you that can't afford it, now's your opportunity to get it. So come on over and join her at twitch.tv/MMOByte. And number 3, huge shout out to all of our current patrons. You guys are incredible. And not only do you guys appear here on screen before every video begins, immortalizing yourselves forever as a part of this channel's history, but we have plans on scaling our Patreon to include patron exclusive giveaways in the future, which could potentially be very cool. Now let's go ahead and jump right into this week's weekly bite of MMORPG news. Alright, we have 2 things to talk about concerning World of Warcraft. First, it was confirmed that WoW's next expansion pack reveal is going to be held on April 19th at 12 p.m. EDT. The reveal will be happening on both YouTube and Twitch. I'm excited for this as new expansions are always fun to come back to and play for a little bit. Then surveys have been sent out concerning what features players want added to the Wrath of the Lich King bundle available for players to purchase when Wrath Classic goes live, which means it'll likely be coming relatively soon. As a Wrath baby myself, I can't wait to get into the game and relive the good old days for like a couple weeks or so maybe. Honestly, Sega have been slowly improving PSO2 New Genesis over time. Admittedly, it would have been so much better had they just released the game with all of the content currently available, but I digress. April just had a new update go live, increasing the level cap to 45, introducing new skills for both the Force and the Tector classes, new photon arts. There are new ranks for players to challenge, new enemy types, new gear, new outfits to acquire, which was always an integral part of playing PSO2 if I recall, new hairstyles, new accessories, a ton of system updates, most importantly, balancing for each class, some quests, enemies, and items. All in all, this is quite the sizable update. June's update, though, is going to bring an entire new region, Kavaris, with its own areas, with its own enemies, and more. Last week, NetEase announced that they had a brand new MMO in development, set to launch in both North America and Japan simultaneously. They noted that there was a closed beta scheduled for the game that actually began last week. Checking their website, it turns out the game is currently in early access, but if people are looking to try it out, then now might be the opportune moment to. NetEase claimed that DarkBind is an action MMORPG that features a thrilling combat system set in a dark, magical world. Supposedly, the game has been designed with overseas players in mind with respect to themes, operations, character development, and PvP, as opposed to focusing on what their region of players prefer. Honestly, I don't know, I wasn't sure what to think of this personally until I saw that it was a mobile exclusive title, although it does list it as having absolutely no auto mechanics in it whatsoever, so the reason I'm including it today is because it honestly might be worth checking out purely to get a gauge of what they perceive Western players want from an MMO. I know people love to claim this MMO is dead with regards to like every MMO that doesn't have WoW or Final Fantasy 14 numbers, but 30,000 concurrent players logged into the game per day is still more players than almost any other MMO out there. If you want a dead game, just take a moment here and go look at Elion with its 200 concurrent players online. That game is empty. Regardless, Amazon held a free play weekend last week, allowing players who have never purchased the game to get into it and try it out for the very first time. And while the event saw no real noticeable change in terms of concurrent players, Amazon did note that they were not only merging the free worlds into pre-existing ones, but they were also preparing to merge a bunch of servers together: Central EU, the East Coast, West Coast, and Australia. It looks as though over the last month or two, New World has finally stabilized in terms of active players, averaging 30 to 40,000 concurrent players 2 months in a row now, which, you know what, is good news for both the game and for its players, because those numbers are not numbers to mock. Smilegate have went on record claiming that 2021 is the year of Lost Ark, as the company has reached an operating profit increase of over 4,000%. For reference here, back in 2020, Lost Ark made Smilegate 83 billion won, $67 million over the course of the year. 2021, however, saw an increase to 489 billion won, $398 million in revenue. This was before Lost Ark actually released to the majority of the world under Amazon Game Studios. Totaling the Western market, Lost Ark is currently averaging millions of active players per month, and despite its decline in active players on Steam, has shown continued growth around the world along with sales. You guys can expect a more detailed video on this sometime later next week. I actually discussed this earlier in the week, but Ghostcrawler, the executive producer of the upcoming League of Legends MMO, made some waves when he made two announcements in a tweet. First was the reveal that the MMO might never even release. He stated, "There is no guarantee this game will ever ship. We're optimistic, but you just never know until it does." Many players took this as a confirmation that the game was canceled, which it definitely isn't, which actually was the purpose of my entire video. He was just being realistic, as this game will take years to complete. Then came his retirement announcement. This will be the fourth major franchise that I have worked on and will likely be the last. Both comments have shaken the community for different reasons, but it's interesting seeing how people can see something, can acquire information, and then just blow it so drastically out of proportion. GameGo have been actively working on an update for Rift for... Wait, how long have they been working on this update for? Like over a year? Yikes. Regardless, this update was pending release, and it's kinda almost here now. A couple days ago, GameGo announced the return of the Carnival of the Ascended to celebrate Rift's 11th birthday, adding a variety of different decorations to major cities, themed questing, and minigames. However, after players got to data mining, it turns out everything featured in the first major patch in years is actually just recolored models of already existing, well, everything. And with all the layoffs that GameGo has suffered recently, it's no wonder why this update was so half-assed. It's disappointing, honestly, how bad a company GameGo actually is. With the backing of GameGo, the devs over at Fractured have been able to push through quite a bit of their workload, and as such, have a roadmap of things to expect over the course of the year. Spring 2022 is the beginning of their closed beta, introducing the brand new continent of Erin, which brings with it new monsters, skills, and landscapes. Summer 2022 is going to feature the new planet Arboreus, along with the new wildfolk race, asteroids, endgame PvP content, and a functional day and night cycle. Autumn 2022 will showcase another new race, the Demons, along with another new planet, Tartaros. Updates in Autumn will also feature an expansion of the crafting system. Winter 2022 is when the developers are going to be preparing to launch the game. The core of the game will be ready theoretically, but the special feature that they don't want to reveal until the game is closer to being ready to launch. This all seems great. If only GameGo wasn't in charge of publishing it, I dare say I would actually be genuinely excited. Richard Garriott, the genius behind Ultima Online and general failure behind every other game ever, has announced his intentions of developing a brand new MMO. This MMO is going to be developed under his new studio, DeMeta. Yes, he is taking the whole metaverse thing a little too seriously here. And the game is going to share the top-down isometric perspective that Lost Ark utilizes. This new MMO is not only going to feature crypto, but also NFTs. Richard himself confirms that crypto games aren't traditionally very good games, but he seems sure that his game will be different, just like Shroud of the Avatar. Oh wait. In news absolutely nobody was expecting, and I actually do mean this, not a single person saw this coming, Nexon have confirmed that Project BBQ, one of the best looking upcoming action MMOs, is cancelled. And they're taking what they've built with the game and transitioning it over to a Korean Elden Ring. The PC MMO is now going to become a console-exclusive open-world action RPG, taking inspiration from Elden Ring. Now, this, to me, is just absolutely ridiculous. They could have just built a new game from the ground up and continued to give us Project BBQ. This game has been in active development for years now, and after the success of Elden Ring, Nexon immediately just want to jump on the hype train and make their own version inspired by Dungeon Fighter. How many years is this game going to be in development for before it's canceled as well? My god, Nexon, you are so blind to what your community wants. The Tower of Fantasy Global Twitter confirmed that the official closed beta is going to begin on April 18th. You should receive the download link on whichever platform, PC, or mobile that you pre-registered with by April 17th at midnight EDT. I've personally been looking forward to playing this despite the videos I've done, both positive and negative, and I will be streaming it this coming weekend as well over on Twitch, but please note that there are likely to be a variety of different issues pertaining specifically to this beta test. Server congestion, disconnects, crashes. We need to give them time to prepare and time to fix everything accordingly. Lashing out, complaining, and making threads online or on social media, bashing the game based off of the first day launch woes will accomplish absolutely nothing. This happens with every MMO, and it is to be expected. Just relax, and if issues like this are a cause for alarm for you personally, then just wait a day or two to play. It's really that simple. Now, I think this might be the first bit of real information we've had in over half a year concerning Blue Protocol, and it's thanks to Parazak over on Reddit. I plan on doing a much more detailed video discussing everything later this week, but suffice it to say, Bandai Namco have definitely not given up on the game. On the contrary, they are recruiting additional talent with interviews to be held in May 2022 in an active effort to finish Blue Protocol, which is the most promising news that I've heard in over a year. Look forward to that dedicated video sometime next week. You're gonna be excited. And that's it. That's every bit of MMO related news that mattered to me over the course of the last couple weeks. If you think that there's something I missed, go ahead, let me know down in the comments below or anywhere on social media where I'm available, and I will attempt to cover it next time. Until then, if you're looking for something to play, then I got you covered. Either with this list of free MMOs over here, or this list of every confirmed upcoming MMO coming in 2022.